great. Aspire Academy is one of those schools that is rich in diversity. Our children come from all walks of life, lots of different nationalities, and I love that about our school. I love the fact that our school feels like a family, like everybody cares about the children and we all care about each other. I just really feel like we're all working together to make it the best school for our kids.
So my daughter Alexis is 10, and we found out she had a learning disability when she was very young, and she started going to public schools, and at first she was in sort of a typical larger classroom, and then they would move her to the TAM setting, I guess at the time, of having 2 teachers, and that still didn't seem to be enough support. So the only option that they had available at her district school was to actually switch schools in the middle of the year, and she was bused about 30 minutes away to an intense learning center type environment with 8 students and then 2 teachers. And I found that she was getting the support she needed, but she was not moving academically the way I knew she could perform at home. And so I had countless IEP meetings and communication with the school and with the teacher, and very involved myself. And they still just weren't able to provide the setting or the academic support that she needed. So, we searched for all these different options and what could we do, and none of those options seemed possible in a district school. So finally we found Gateway, and they are just wonderful. She's now able to have a smaller class size, but still a typical, like 16 to 20 students. So she doesn't feel like she's in a different setting, but she's able to get one-on-one support that she needs, and those accommodations within the core curriculum of a 3rd grader. So instead of working on kindergarten level stuff, she's still reaching core content at her level. And none of that was possible anywhere else except for Gateway.
The hope that I've had in my classroom is just the small classroom sizes that we have here. The largest class that I have is 18 kids, and so I'm able to give individualized attention to students. I know each one of my students, and I know what they're struggling with and what they're good at. And then for students that seek out for extra tutoring, I can do that at lunch and I can do that after school. And kids it cuts down on their frustration level because they're getting more attention, they're getting the help that they need. And so with one specific girl, she was struggling in class at first. She comes to tutoring after school every week, and since then she's built a lot of confidence in her class. And so I think the small classroom sizes really contribute to that, because she doesn't have to be hidden in the background anymore. And now that confidence she's building, she's raising her hand left and right, answering questions, and she feels really good about herself.
I think one of the reasons that I love teaching is that moment when a student doesn't understand, just looks up and is like, oh my gosh, I get it. And I think that I've really seen a lot of that this year. I call my kids mistake makers, and they know that making mistakes is a good thing because it means they're going to learn from it. And I see a lot of my students who were getting really, really frustrated in the beginning of the year, or shutting down when they didn't understand something, asking a friend for help. I'm really big on group work, and I see them saying, hey, do you know what this word means? Or what did you get on this? Or did you use a different strategy than I did? And just seeing that collaboration, and that instead of giving up, I know that I can rely on my friends to help me get through this, and I can be resilient and I can be determined. And I think the word yet is really important for our kids. I don't understand this yet. And I think having them understand this yet piece helps them see that I can get this and I will understand it. And I've just been loving seeing in my class this year their resilience and their drive to understand something and to handle their emotions appropriately in a 1st grade classroom, and to really support each other and get each other through our projects and all the work that we've done.